Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another installment. Arlen keeps talking. Couldn't do yesterday, more technical difficulties, but no more technical difficulties. We'll be all set. I'll be up and running. Plus, yesterday there wasn't a lot of NBA matchups, but today there are little NBA matchups, and I'm prepared to give you my picks. But I want to get started with George Karl, Mr. George Karl. If people remember George Karl, know George Karl. He used to coach the Nuggets, this coach the Kings. He had a pretty good NBA coaching career. But for some reason, he's writing a book, and I understand a lot of coaching and players, come out like to write books, like to tell their memoirs, but what he's doing, he's bashing on the old players and the old teams that he played for. And there's one thing when you bash on your old team and on your players, fine, but when you're bashing on another team that you didn't even coach or had nothing to do with, that's where I got an issue with you. Like, you talking about Melo, a lot of people think Carmelo's selfish. He didn't have to tell nobody that. Everybody already knew that. J.R. Smith, yeah, J.R. Smith has his ways. Everybody already knew that. Kenyon's out the league. Why you worry about Kenyon? Kenyon Martin ain't worry about you. And all you do is keep talking. But now when you talk about the Trailblazers, how the Trailblazers have a good coach, so the number one problem is Damian Lillard, it's like, why are you even talking about that, B? That's not your problem. Don't worry. Worry about your retirement. Like I understand how J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin, Carmelo responded to George Karl, like, fine. But George Karl looking fake right now. A lot of people thinking, oh, what I'm doing is the truth. He's the real deal because he's being real with himself. But, like, if he's being real with himself, be honest, guys. This is probably when he was coaching the Nuggets, he was telling Carmelo, telling JR, telling Kenyon Martin, like, yo, you guys like sons. You guys are my children. Like, you know, trying to give him that father figure. And, of course, these players are going to be like, oh, he wasn't like that. He was strict, whatever. Yeah, because once you already dissed them. So if you treat somebody a certain way, they're going to treat you the same way you treat them back. So these dudes ain't rocking with you. That's why you're out the league. That's why, and I never understood why George Karl was like always on the hot seat on fire. He had good teams, but I understand why. Nobody likes you. And then the fact that you're speaking about another man in this team and saying their star player is the problem when he put that team on the back after LaMarcus Aldridge bounced. Who are you to say that? Why? Because George Karl? You didn't beat Phil Jackson. You didn't want to ring. You had a couple chances to get to the finals. You couldn't even do it with and nobody can tell me those Nuggets from back in the day wasn't a good squad. Those were a squad. They messed it up once they traded everybody to New York and all that, but that was a squad. So George Karl got to be quiet, man. George Karl gotta be quiet. Screw George Karl. NBA came out saying that call on Kevin Durant should have been a foul. If you look at that game on Christmas Eve, the last play of the game was to KD. I did not see no foul. KD fell or slipped on himself. If you see that replay, Richard Jefferson didn't push him. I don't respect KD after that move, but he didn't push him. Let's be real, man. Man, you lost. You got beat. Curry was on the bench, head down. Like, you guys were in sync. You guys weren't going to win that game. You guys woke up with 13 with like 7 minutes to go, and you guys blew it. So 7-9, it don't matter. You guys blew it. So I don't want to hear no excuses. The NBA is going to create a hotline where NBA players can call, complain about the officiating. Man, that's just another reason another excuse me to complain. Trust me, every job in the world has that, and guess what, homie? It doesn't do nothing. So NBA, you guys still get millionaires. Don't get the calls. If you want to win, make sure you hold your 13-point lead with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, especially when you're the super team. Saying that, let's jump onto these NBA picks. We got the Indiana Pacers at the Washington Wizards. I'm gonna go with the Wizards there. I always like the Wizards at home. John Wall, teams clicking a little better together. My boy Paul George complaining about that he's not getting calls because they're not a superior team. Even when you were superior teams, you still weren't getting those calls, especially when you played those Heat back in the day. But that's for another story. I like Washington there. These teams played recently. It was Charlotte at Orlando today. Before it was Orlando at Charlotte. Charlotte won that one at home, so I'm going to take Orlando home. Orlando can score. Charlotte can't score. Charlotte played a lot of good defense last game, but I got Orlando win this matchup. We got the New York Knickerbockers versus the Atlanta Hawks at Atlanta. I'm going to go with the Knickerbockers for right now because they're more stable than the Hawks. The Hawks are just up and down, or they don't know where they're going. We got the Milwaukee Bucks at the Detroit Pistons. I love that young core of Milwaukee. Detroit came off a big game of beating the Cavs. Even though LeBron didn't play, they still beat the Cavs because Kyrie and Kevin Love were on the floor. Good win, so I'm going to go with the Bucks there. We got Brooklyn at the Chicago Bulls. I like Chicago at home. Chicago plays real good at home, so I'm going to take the Bulls. We got the Clippers at the New Orleans Saints. I like New Orleans there. No, I don't. Anthony Davis has been playing good. The Clippers, I think they're going to take this one. They should take this one. They're the better team. Even though they're a couple men down, they should take this one. We got the Suns against the Spurs. Is that even a matchup? If the Spurs can beat you at your own building, what makes you think you're going to beat them at their building? You got to go with the Spurs. We got the Timberwolves at Denver Nuggets. I like Timberwolves there, even though Denver's been going against me every time I pick against them and winning. And when I pick them, they lose. So I'm going to go with Minnesota today. That young core are really clicking together. The record don't show it, but they're really clicking together. We got Sacramento and Portland. I think after those comments by George Karl, Damian Lillard is going to use that to fuel to the fire. Look at him to have a big game today. I got Damian Lillard beating Boogie Cousins. Trailblazers will win at home. I like tonight's matchup. It's a pretty good one. You got the second Eastern Conference, Toronto Raptors, against second in the Western Conference, Golden State Warriors in Oracle. I got Golden State winning that game by double digits, especially with the fact that Kevin Durant's complaining, especially with the fact that they should have won that game, and especially with the fact that Christmas Day, that was a tough one. They're going to bounce back. They're going to win by double digits. Steph Curry had a bad game against the Cavs. He's going to go off. Klay Thompson had a pretty good game. So Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, look for them. They're going to go off. And those are my NBA picks. Let's recap on my NBA picks. So I said Wizards, Magic, Knicks, Bucks, Bulls, Clippers, Spurs, Timberwolves, Trailblazers, and Warriors. Those are my picks for the NBA today. If you guys want to rock with them, rock with them. If you don't, you don't. Leave your comment on how you go. If you bet, you don't bet. On to the NFL power rankings came up. Doesn't change. Either it's Patriots 1, Cowboys 2. Big weekend in the NFL. I know the AFC's wrapped up, but the seeding's still not wrapped up. So if you notice, for mostly the majority of teams, that if you play in the East or in the South or in the North Conference, at AFC, NFC doesn't matter. Your games are at 1 o'clock because they have the free. The NFL doesn't want some NFC North games at 4 o'clock and then some other NFC North games at 1 o'clock, and then everybody's scoreboard watching because they think that might affect. Well, they might think the early games might have an effect. To the result of the later NFL games in the same division, if you get what I'm saying. So if you look at the schedule, a lot of 1 o'clock games, a lot of 4 o'clock games, but most of the 4 o'clock games for all the teams at NFC West and the AFC West, because there's going to be a lot of scoreboard watching, a lot of playoff seeded to be determined, plus who's going to win the wild card, plus the only seeding that's for sure is the Cowboys home field advantage. 2-6 in the NFC, it's up for lock. So if you're a football fan, it's going to be exciting. You're going to see a lot of upsets. You're going to see a lot of teams who are not supposed to win. You're going to see a lot of teams give up or fight hard. That's what it is. MVP is going to get crazy. Dak, Zeke, Matt Ryan, Tom Brady. It's getting insane. Aaron Rodgers back in the MVP mix. My MVP goes for Tom Brady. Just 25 touchdowns, no interceptions. And if you look at it, they should be 15-1. But, he was suspended for some bull crap. But that's how it is. We got the college football weekend. Yes, I do college football. I will be recapping the whole season next year, but we do got the playoffs where we got Washington versus my team Alabama, and then we got Clemson, Ohio State. I almost said Oklahoma State. I got Ohio State versus Alabama in the final. That's how it is. It's going to be a crazy weekend. We'll be recapping that this weekend before the big matchup. Arlen keeps talking. Everybody have a good one. I'll let you know. See you guys tomorrow.